Well, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon even. Thank you so much for dropping by and joining me for another exciting episode, is it exciting? Of the 3D soiree we'd like to call 3D Shenanigans. Mr. Rod, Miss Christina, Madness Middles, and Jeremy all the way over from Singapore. Very, very good to see you all. Very nice. Ooh, it's going to be potato salad and grilled red snapper. Ooh, that is going to warm you up quickly. Very nice. Good, good, good. I'm glad you're enjoying your lunch break and watching some quality infotainment, as I like to call it. And I'm going to start with a little bit of housekeeping on the Twitch channel. And then I'm going to go ahead and create my plan is really to create a Blender rig with which I can easily import Marvelous Designer clothing when I've made something and I want to create a quick turntable animation. I like to have a scene into which I just essentially bring in the export from Marvelous Designer, click a button, and it makes me a little turntable animation, much like the functionality that I used to have in Clo built in. But I no longer have Clo, so there we go. And I thought, I know how to do it in Blender. I'd like to set up a scene, and if it was working well, I can even go and share it on my Ko-fi store. That's the plan. But to warm up, let's go ahead and, first of all, let's start with a bit of music here. I'm thinking that's a very good start. Also, pointer focus, very important. We had smooth jazz yesterday. Perhaps we'll go and see if we can get some dreamy beats in today. I like that. Dreamy beats. Perhaps by, is it something like this? Is that good? Yeah, whatever sounds like that. Kokuna, Giant's Nest, something like that. Let's play similar things like that. Cool. And then let's stay in a web interface and let me just show you the exciting things that we can now do. So in the Twitch chat, if you type in WP Guru, you can get a list of all the funky emotes that we can now display, thanks to all the Christmas presents that I've given everyone. So that was the point of doing that we've unlocked all the emote slots and I've set them all up, which is great. So we can put the bucket in if we wanted. And anything that's exciting, we can all put that in. And I found some more things that they have on offer, and I didn't even know that. They have some things when people cheer bits. The captain was cheering 100 bits last time. Thank you, Captain, if you're watching. Very nice. He was cheering some bits, and apparently when you cheer bits, I have the option to put my own little icons in there, not the default icons from Twitch. I can put my default my own icons in. And I'm thinking, yeah, let's stick with the whole beach theme and see if we can make it happen. Also, some bits will unlock an emote, and I was thinking, great, let's just put all the emotes into all the places, and let me just see if I can find where that is. So that'll require a little Photoshop trick to export 3 sizes out of one thing. I think it's preferences, affiliate. And these were the regular emotes here. Subscription names, that was not it. I think it's somewhere at the bottom. Bits, tier rewards, badges, and emotes. That's where that is. Oh, okay. Do you know, if you feel like it, Christina, I'm a big believer of saying if your body gives you that message that you think, hey, maybe I should just take some time out, not so much time out. You're not talking about going on holiday for a week. You're talking about ending work early and saying, look, I think I just need to put my feet up and, be a little bit exactly, Christina, and put my feet up and just chill out for a bit. So there we go. I think you should do it. And thank you so much for the 1 bit. That is absolutely right. These are just to show that's nice. Such a nice little thing. These are the default emotes here, or the default bit badges here. For 1 bit, I think I can replace them up to here. So this is what Christina just cheered, 1 bit, and that gave us that little, that little animation, which was great. 100 bits has this, the 1000 bits has the duck, and 5000 bits has this. But I think I can also add an emote here, here, and here. So this is the bit icon here. That gets unlocked when you cheer bits, and I think, do you see that on your thing? No, because you already have so many other icons. We don't see that in front of Christina. If you didn't have that many icons, I believe that bit would then also appear in front of your name for the session in which you cheered. I think it's all terribly complicated. But so let's see if we can figure out that 1 bit badge, because that means if Christina does something else, I think that'll come up. You'll be able to do something. We'll see if it works. The Emerga, hello, welcome. And here's where it kind of gets interesting. So the bit badge needs to be 72 by 72, 36 by 36, and 18 by 18. And that is what I can do. I can't put an emote in here. I think emotes are only allowed for these tiers here. But this is what the bit badges need to look like. So let's see if I go ahead and open my Photoshop. Oh, I've been playing around with Carrara earlier. Don't need that anymore. Then we can decide which of the beach icons we can use for this. And we've done this last time, that I essentially make my whole Photoshop document 72 by 72. And then when I head over to File, Export As, I can specify up to, well, I can specify various sizes there. And one of them will be like ×1, one of them will be ×0.5, and the other one will be ×0.25. And that'll then, with one save, will go and save 3 icons for me, which is going to be great. Good to hear that. Good to hear that, Emerga. I'm having a beautiful cup of coffee with something like a sweetened coconut milk for 1 cup. The rest of it will be black. Kind of in the mood for that recently. Alrighty, where is this in streaming perhaps? Yes, in emotes. It's a good place to look. And there's Twitch. That's perfect. So these are all those things. We've done that already. The loyalty badges are those. Oh yes, that's right. These are the ones that I've saved, and these are the Photoshop documents. Gotcha. Okay, but then we need to go ahead and go back to my other folder here, which was here, and then it was it here, and it was here, and there's these 2. So beach icons. Let me see which ones we haven't used yet of those. So I think we have the bucket, the crab, this, and that we don't have this, and we don't have the sun, and perhaps also the star. So I think I'm going to go and open all of those, and maybe the little surfer guy as well, and perhaps the ice cream as well. That's like 5 nice little things. I'm going to utilize those for the bits, I'm thinking. You need coffee too, Rod. Absolutely, very important. So since we need those as bit sizes, I'm going to go and resize this guy immediately to, was it 72? I think it was. They're so tiny, aren't they? 72. And then those ones here. So that's that. I will go and save that in my regular emotes directory here. Emotes Twitch, and these will then be, I'm just going to go call this one here Surfer. And that needs to be saved as a Photoshop document. In fact, I'm going to call him Bits Surfer. I think that's going to be good. Bits Surfer. I'll do the same with this, just so saving them first of all. 72. Make that a larger, you know. It's also not quite centered here. Could take care of that. Could even make it a little bit bigger, couldn't we? Much like the Surfer too. I'm thinking, let's just go make it extend out all the way to the outsides here. I think that might be a good idea. And then just go and center this guy. Something like that. I'm thinking, yeah, it's gonna be nice. Surfer, same thing. Suppose I should have done it before the resizing. We'll be all right. It's going to be tiny. No one's going to notice. There we go. Surfer. Save the Surfer. Same with the sun. Let's go ahead and save that as a Photoshop document. And streaming emotes Twitch. And that's going to be Bits Sun. Alrighty. Starfish. Alrighty. Do you need an extension? No, you're okay actually. Are you okay? You could go a little bit bigger. Could go a tad bigger, buddy. Much like that. Make you 72 as well. Save you as a Photoshop document. And the Photoshop document saving process is necessary so that I have the correct name for that. So it does that. It takes the name in the Photoshop document, and I can't leave it the same and then export it 3-4 times. It'll just give it the same file name, and that'll be just, a little bit, crazy. Emotes, Twitch, PSD file, bits, starfish. It's not starfish, it's just star, isn't it? It's not the starfish, it's just star. It's actually the starfish, isn't it? There we go, starfish. Perfect. Then we have a shell. I do like a shell. Not to be confused, of course, with the petrol company. It took me forever to figure out that BP actually stands for British Petroleum. I had no idea. Image size, 72. Up until 15 years ago. Sorry. Yes, I should have mentioned that. Save as. Could have been clever and put this onto my quick thingamajig here. But it's only 5, so we'll be okay. Bits, shell. And Christina, because you've already cheered a bit, have a think, what would you like in the first slot as a bit badge? What would you prefer in the first slot? And what would you all prefer for the other slots? Just so that we get the order of things right here. Ice cream can certainly be a little bit bigger. I was thinking, tentatively thinking of bringing the rat back with the 1-bit slot, but because I'm so disorganized, the shark, all right, okay. We'll see what we can do. I think the shark, you have access to the shark anyway. If you type in :WP Guru, there should be a shark that appears. You should be able to use him. I think I've used him as a regular emote. But he might also be a good bit, so we'll see, we'll see. Image size 72. Ratty, technically Ratty could be an option. He would be very small, but we would, he's an option. The issue is only I don't know where that file is. I've had a look earlier, I just can't find him anymore. So I was thinking I could probably go to the Teespring store and kind of extract a flat file like this, and then we just go cut him out from that, because I remember that was relatively high resolution. That would be an option. Could totally try that. Yeah, because rat would be nice. The duck is still in there in a bit slot, so people can unlock the duck still with the duck emote. So we'll see if we can get the rat emote going as well. There's so many things you can do there in regards to customization. I really like that, but it's also a lot of work to do that. But I do like making it just very personal, because it's kind of our playground that we hang in, and I think we should make it so that it's just an all-round nice experience, Bits ice cream. There we go. So yes, rat. We're totally going to bring the rat back. Somehow. That'll be so these are the bit badges, and then the emote, if one is available, we can make that a rat. So we're going to totally take care of that. So for these things now, 72, 36 and 18. That means from here I can now go and say export as. And this is that section that I'm talking about. So by default, we're going to get one size, which is this one, or whatever one I put in here. I'm also going to use the PNG for that. And then up here on the left, we can add additional sizes. So times 1 means it is this size. That's like 72 by 72 times 1 is still 72. But if I go and add another one, I can say this is the times 0.5 size, which is exactly what I need. And I need the other one that I need is the even smaller one of the, like this. And I think that is how I do that. Is it? I can't tell. let's see. I think that's how I do that. Now we go export, and you should ask me for a little file name here, which is still going into streaming, emotes, Twitch, and this will now have its own folder here, which is called the bit badges. Into, whoops, sorry. No. Into bit badges. Select that folder. Now I'm gonna go, that's that. And it should have it should have saved bits ice cream several times in that folder. See what was correct. Jar Jar Binks, I think there may be a little copyright on him. But thank you for the suggestion, Rod. He's also not quite beach theme, is he? So want to keep it on brand, you know. Bit badges, there we go. Ice cream bits. That's nice. So now we have these three sizes here. 72, 36, and whatever else that was. 18 even. There, alright. So, yes. Now we need to do that with all of these. So the shell. Export as. Same thing. Ah, man, I have to go and put these things again in here. Yeah, I think I have to, but that's okay. Thank you for remembering those settings, Photoshop. Greatly appreciated. Totally hasn't done it. I guess the same goes for this. Are you the correct size here? I'm not quite sure if I've got the, yeah, 72. That's perfect. Save as. No, not save as. Sorry. Export as. Export as. Mr. Chris, hello. Very good to see you. Yeah, I don't want Disney's lawyers on my throat. That's not a good look for me. Very good to see you. Chris, are you streaming today? I always forget your schedule. I do look frequently in your scheduled channel, and I'm actually inspired. Maybe I should make a scheduled channel on my Discord. And, you know, I frequently look there and I'm thinking, oh, okay, great. Now I know Chris's schedule. Instantly forget about it. 1 second later, I do apologize. It's something wrong with my brain. Export as. Once again, half and quarter. And I was so glad I could help on the Marvelous Designer front the other day with an outside dart. It has tripped me up as well. I only know that because I've learned the hard way. Just like you, I was thinking, isn't this a dart tool? Shouldn't this be? No, what does that do? That's terrible. That doesn't work on the outside at all. So yeah, I feel your pain, buddy. Export as. Add this and then make that. And then we're going to go do that. And that. Did I save that in the correct thing? Yes, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the bits. That is a good start, is it not? Let's see if we can put all these in. So this is now for the bit number 1. Whoops. Totally zoomed in there. Didn't mean to be so zoomed in. Let's see here. That was here, and that was here, and that was here, and that was here. And we're just going to go start with this and just do them one by one. All 3 badges must be provided. Patience, young Skywalker. I'm working on it. I don't know why they don't do this easier. So, badge name could be ice. Is that good? Ice cream. Ice cream, maybe. That's cool. Actually, popsicle is better, isn't it? Popsicle. There. Save changes. See if it works. Now, maybe it does work. Don't know. Potentially. So for 1 bit, if any of you cheer 1 bit, you should get this little icon in front of your name. I think that's how it works. I don't know. Let's see. Number 2. This one is also without an emote, so this is another little thing we're going to go and see what we want. Maybe the shell. Yeah, let's make the shell. All 3 sizes must be provided. Yes, 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 yes. The Disney pit pause already. Very good. Rod, what are you working on today? And Chris and everyone else, what are you guys working on today? This is going to be the shell. There. Homemade bit badges. Shell 100. Popsicle 1. As in, you know, have an ice cream. Duck cheer. So duck is already here. So we might as well leave the duck cheer at 1K. And this is the corresponding emote here. That's nice. So I'm going to just leave that in place. So this is the bit. This is the actual emote. This we can get emotes for. So we're going to worry about the emotes in a moment. We're just going to go ahead and do the bit badges. So that'll be maybe the star. I like it. One, 2, and 3. And that we'll worry about later. Star. Goody. 10K bit badge thing. Whatnot. 10K is then perhaps the surfer. Get that surfer icon for 10,000 bits. I'll call him Surf. There. There's that. That means if we leave the duck in place, we have space for 2 more emotes that we can add here. And that let's discuss what other emotes we have available. Like potential candidates. Because I have that other image set as well. I will show you that. And that is graphics. And here. And then there's this. And then there is that. And then there is that. So we have 6 of them are already available as the regular Twitch emotes. And I believe it's this one, that one, this one, this one, this one, and that one. I think it's also this one, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a quick look. So that will be under, it's also under affiliate. That is under emotes. Yeah, there we go. So these are the things that are available to everyone with a subscription. The SOS thing, the shark, the brolly, the wave, and the ice cream. They're available for everyone who's a subscriber to put that in the chat. Then tier 2 gets a crab and tier 3 has the bucket. So we could make literally these 2 available via bits. I think maybe that's a good idea. Give it a crab and give it a bucket. How about it? I think that's a great idea. Because that means we have 1 slot free that we can use for the rat, I'm thinking. So then rat is still going to be around. I like it. So crab and bucket, ready. That's under bits now. Oh no, that's the 2. Okay, let's do that then. Let's use these 2. And rat, I'm gonna have to find it. Somehow I'll make it available. These here will be unlocked, I think, as soon as somebody donates 10,000 bits. I think the next slot will be unlocked. 10,000 bits, that's kind of, I think that's, I don't know, that's something large. I think it's kind of $10 or something, I think. That is a lot of money. So that is, I can just use the originals for that. Namely under here, and here, and here, and here, and here. So they have this much easier thing to upload this workflow. Just make it simple. Let me upload 1 in whatever file format, and you guys sort out whatever sizes you need, rather than me having to do that. That's just a bit, it's a bit ridiculous. So I'll use the crab here. And the good thing is we can replace that and update this any which way we feel. Unicode crap. WP Guru crap. Perfect. Great. That's one. Save him. And then there's the surf guy. He gets his own emote as well. Namely the bucket. There. Bouquet. The captain! Alright. Bouquet. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Now that we're all here, actually, I've had word from Beard Goblin. He sends his regards. He's contacted me with a long message on Twitter. And if you're watching, Beard Goblin, hello, hello. I hope you're doing okay. Beard Goblin has told me about his health worries. I'm not going to repeat the details here, of course, but he's okay. He's just in the evening, sometimes very tired, and his insides are a little bit upset, and that makes him a bit grumpy, and that means he can't participate as much in the chat as he would like, but he is usually there watching either in the background and lurking, as the kids call it, or he's watching the VOD. So, you know, you're always in our hearts, Beard Goblins, no problem at all. So there, I think that has sorted this. We now have our own bit badges. So Captain, thank you for cheering. Christina, thank you for cheering with the bit badges. If you cheer now, you should be unlocking these things here. So these should now be in front of your name. If you cheer 1 bit, you should get a popsicle. If you cheer 100 bits, you should get a shell. For 1,000 bits, you get a duck icon. For 5,000, you get a star. Hang on a minute, that can't be right because we already have a star. Now we need to replace that star. We can use a sun instead. Because I've made an additional bit, I can use the sun. Let's do that. Let's in fact use the sun. Good point. Otherwise you have a double star. That doesn't make sense. Gotta be on the ball with these things, you know. Bit badges. There we go. Sun. Looks similar, but not the same. Distinct difference. There. Alright, and this is not star, this is now sun 5k. And you still got the crab as an emo. Oh, failed to save the settings. Captain, thank you so much. That is very nice of you. It looks like you didn't get the thing we had expected. Maybe that animation in the chat will remain the same. And I'm hoping that you're gonna get something in front of your message there. So currently you have the star for being a subscriber, which is awesome. Then you have something else that's interesting. What is that? It looks like a little crocodile hippo thing. That is very cool. What happens if I hover over the GlitchCon? All right, you've been to GlitchCon. How exciting. So you should get a third icon at some point. Oh, you cannot abzuwassen. Do I have to go reset to default then? And reset to default. Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll do that. Reset that. Do that all again here. This is going to be the sun. Sun. And sun. And sun. What a dialogue. And crab icon. Come on. Where was that again? Well, that was in here now. It's in here. In here. In here. In here. In here. And crab icon. Boom. Okay, save changes. All right. We'll work this thing out. This is very, very complicated. Very complicated indeed. Customized things here. And so because it's all so complicated, there's something else I wanted to do, and that is on my channel page. That is also something that I class as maintenance. There is this thing here when you scroll to the bottom under sub perks. This is the area that I'd like to amend. I don't know where these PSD files are. I'm sure they're somewhere, but I like to just amend this and just make it a little bit larger and put descriptions of the emotes and icons that we get underneath here. I think that'll be nice. So I can actually just go and view this image, and that's that. I can just go save that. perhaps with, you know, sub perks panel. There we go. And then I'll just go and grab my bits and write things underneath it. I think that'll be good. And then we're just going to go and add that graphic here so that people know what they're getting. Bit badges and stuff down here. Rather than me describing it in text, I'm just going to have a little graphic down here. That should be cool. I'm thinking. No one knows if it's going to work though, of course. But hey, we have enough Photoshop cracks in our midst that we're probably gonna make it work. All right, so these guys, they can now all be saved, I think. Saved and closed. And now let's go and open the thing I've just downloaded, which is sub perks. It's not very high resolution, is it? But it's okay. It's okay. So 320 by 100. I'm thinking I'm gonna make that maybe 500, 400. Let me make it 500 for now. I always forget how that works. Which bit is the one that's being cut off now? The bottom or the top? It's usually the opposite of what I think it'll be. So I'll just do the opposite immediately, and then, but it'll then also change the rule for that. That's usually what, no! Oh my god, look at that. It's worked. Mr. Beard Goblin, absolutely, we have been talking about you. And it is only because I was half relaying your message from this morning. Thank you so much for the update there. I appreciate that. I just let everyone know, hey, you know, Beard Goblin's fine. He's working through some health issues, but he's, you know, usually in the background. And we just said a collective hello. And I thought if we just send a collective welcome and well wishes, hopefully you'll heal that much faster. Christina's decided to take the night off work, perhaps, and I think that's how, if I understood this correctly. Yes, very nice. Do you know, I don't think they have, Captain. No, I don't think they've released that yet. I think there's an update on the Unreal Marketplace, but I haven't tested it out yet. I think I'll do that soon. Right, yeah, no, the DAS haven't released anything. Usually, if they do, you'd get this as an update message in the install manager. They would tell you, but I don't know why they're not coming over with that. Maybe they were waiting for the 4.26 release. Maybe they're busy with other things. God really knows. Thank you so much for saying that, Beard Goblin. I am certainly well, thank you. And it is great to see that you're in touch with the correct people and everything. So that's good. What's happening here? Why no music? Oh, why you not play music? Oh, there we go. Music now. How to do this? So I'm thinking this is going to be our original graphic, and the background I'm not going to export, but it'll just serve for our eyes and for a little bit of a guide here. So I'm thinking I want to put a cutout of all the emotes here with like tier 1, then we say tier 2 whatever emote, tier 3 whatever emote, and then underneath it we'll see the bits. I'm thinking that's going to be the way forward. And that shall happen on perhaps the text layer. Perhaps ever so slightly larger, rather than, you know, tier 1. That's, even though groovy, I have a feeling it might be a little bit large, like, say 10, shall we? Also use the whole text here, and then say 10. I don't know if 10 is going to be good or not. I'm thinking it's probably a little bit small. Let's try 14. Let's try 18. Let's live with 18 for now. and see how big we were. I think we can probably make that bigger. I think I'm going to be cheap and lazy and go ahead into this emotes thing here. I'm just going to go and copy this out. I think that's what I might just go do. I might just go do that. Because, you know, life's too short. Haha! Oh my! That is perfect because it's almost the correct size. I might just size that up a little bit. There's also the thing about the cutting this out. Does that work with this logic here? Or something like this here? Is that a cool idea? Object selection tool? You can always try and do that. See how good / bad it works. It would work much better, yeah, with a higher resolution. Let's not do that. Let's do it with the color selection tool. Color range like that, and also don't actually use any of the other layers. Localized color clusters and stuff. I might just go and disable everything except for that. Yeah, that with a higher resolution, that would seriously be good. That color range, do that, and that is kind of that. I want to keep the fuzziness to a minimum. See what it looks like. Could be all right. Could be all right. We can just go delete that. It's kind of all right, I think, for me. I'm thinking that's just going to work just fine with the text layer. There we go. And then we can adjust this accordingly. Let's do it already. All right. It's not going to get any better by making it bigger, but hey. I think by the time it's being resized to that, I think people will get the idea, I'm thinking. That means we can make tier 2 ever so slightly larger. Larger as in regards to perhaps 24. Yeah, that could work. Even bigger maybe. 28 perhaps. Potentially. Let's make it 26 maybe. Also, are we a fan of italic? Are we a fan of bold? Oh yeah, I see. Are we a fan of capitals? Small caps? I'm not a big small caps fan. That, I'm not sure either. I'm not sure. Oh, you're getting buffering? Oh, what a shame. It's buffering country. Missouri is good. Miami is getting a good return too. I have a feeling, Christina, Pedro is diverting packets every once in a while. He's going, oh, we're sending these to Europe, but these ones we're not. We're keeping for South America. I think that's how it works. I think Pedro is actually Cuban rather than South American. Yes, I think that's probably what it is. Pedro the packet pirate sometimes also steals electricity as he sees fit. Oh, bad Twitch app that. So I'm not sure. I think I'm okay with italics, but I'm not entirely happy with the boldness. So I'll go switch that off. And perhaps also, should it be smaller? I think I have a feeling we should do this a little bit smaller. And then the text here, I think I'm going to make that 26, even though it probably makes almost no difference. We'll also have to see how the other things fit in here. I don't know, should I mention that these are emotes or shall I just say tier 1? I don't really know. It's my first time doing these things. There's one more that we need to duplicate here. So there was that, and then there was this. And those will now be the tier 2 and 3 respectively. tier 3, and this one's going to be a tier 2. And those emotes I've already forgotten. I might even go like this. Yeah, I don't know. I feel there should be something in between the tier and the emotes. Can't tell yet. Pedro strikes again. Pedro is also in charge of the Twitch app on iPad, only for the Singapore release though. Interesting. There we go. So this is that, and this is that. The bucket and the crab. I might just go bring them in manually here. Bucket and crab. From here. I should really have a shortcut to these things. I think I might just use the smaller versions here. Bucket and crab. Place embedded crab, because I do like both the bucket and the crab. Very nice. I have of course forgotten which one's which, so the crab is tier 2. That's what happens when you make it up as you go along. And then the bucket is for tier 3, and now we're going to go and size these things properly. Keeping in mind, of course, this is going to be extremely tiny. Once we see it there. Oops. I can see that. I can see that working. If we just line up tier 1 with tier 2 and maybe bring these a little bit closer together. And I'm thinking as well that if we go and select all of these, I'm thinking I'd like a text headline here, like snazzy beach emotes, for example. I think I'd like that. Let me see if I can make that happen. Snazzy beach emotes, something like that. With or without the snazziness, I can't quite tell yet. It'll certainly fit in there. Might even use a different color. Perhaps yellow, I don't know. I'll put that to the top so that I know that this is kind of the top thing. And let's see. Can I just do this here? Yes, I can. Good stuff. Yes, like a pastel-y yellow, just so that it sticks out. Or just go with this yellow. Maybe with this yellow. With this yellow. With this yellow. Liking it. Don't want to deviate from the color palette too much. Winner of the 2020 Sweet Fanny Adams Award, Mr. Brian Kramer. Ay, caramba. Brian, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Yes, Pedro is at it again. He's stealing Twitch packets, but only to certain countries this time. So certain continents are affected, like Europe, but America appears to be okay. So Pedro is traveling today. He needs the packets for other things. Yes, Pedro's made the decision that he is unhappy with the fact that I'm redecorating my Twitch profile. And I'm thinking, okay, Pedro, no worries, man. Which one's the tier 1 thing? Oh, that's down here. I'm going to put these into groups because I'm already getting pretty confused here. This one says tier 1 and this one's here emotes tier 1. I'll just go call that emotes tier 1. And then these guys are going to go into one group. by themselves, tier 1 group, and this one is essentially the headline. Organization is everything, isn't it? Headline. And then we've got this, and then we've got the tier 2 and 3. So this is tier 3 actually. That goes with the bucket. You guys are then one folder, and you're going to be tier 3. And then these guys here are going to be the tier 2. Great. Now I can go and position these things as I see fit. So this goes a little bit further over here. And then we can have tier 2 and tier 3 together. Go pull up here a little bit. That's kind of lined up, isn't it? I'm happy with this. I think the bucket and the crab, they could be a little bit smaller. Both of them. Just a tiny amount. Like this, same with the bucket. This is, by the way, where all the hours of the day go. Adjusting fiddly bits like that. This is where time literally just disappears to. I think that bucket could also go 5 pixels to the left. Kind of trying to adjust these underneath one another with that and that. So go and put that crab 2 more pixels over here, because, you know, it makes all the difference, doesn't it? Then this can then go and move over here. And I think it's a pretty good introduction to the snazzy beach emotes. Brian, this is not related to Fannie Mae by any chance, is it? Fannie Mae is one of those expressions that I've been, that I came across here when we were looking for apartments. People mentioned Fannie Mae. I think she used to be a real estate agent here in America. Perhaps we could make you a little animation, like the Fannie Mae Award animation thing. That'd be really good. And then I'll have a little certificate. There's something 3D. I think that might be nice. Mm-hmm. Right, yes. Fanny Adams, actually, in the UK, the FA actually stands for something else. And it's not Football Association either. Sweet FA, gotcha. Gotcha, okay. All right, we've got that. That's in here. And that's almost that done. So I could leave it like that. But I'm also a fan now, because we've just put that in, to put these little bit things that we've so meticulously crafted in there as well. Namely these 3 here. So I can just go and isolate those. How would that work? 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Ah, I see. Or I just leave those out. Maybe we'll do that. We've put in the work, but we're not actually going to mention it. How's that? We're just going to mention the emotes. I'm a big fan of that. And then we can go crack on with something, you know, more exciting maybe. So, crop to, well, actually, let's go and save this whole thing here into it's not quite for streaming, but this is for, like, let's call it channel straps. And we're going to call it sub perks indeed. And let's go crop this puppy to something like that. That could be awesome. Let's go get rid of this and try to, well, we don't need a shadow around the text, do we? No, maybe that's, I'm just asking because I don't know what this is going to look a little bit rancid on the lighter background, but let's just assume people aren't going to use that. What do you think? Felicity Arkwright. I don't think I've heard of her. I must admit, Captain, I don't think I have it. I don't think I stay away from Photoshop updates as far as I can. Let's see which version am I got. I think it's 20. What? No. What? This is terrible. Come on, Adobe, get your act together. Where's the About section? About, System Info, Manage Account Updates, Photoshop Help. About Photoshop, that's the one. What am I using? 21.2.3. Is this the version you're asking, right? 2021, look at that. I didn't know I had it already. That's exciting. I like it. I like it. It does everything I needed to do. I use maybe 5% of its capabilities, which is not a lot. But yeah, I think it's good. I like it. Could make it smaller. Do it all optimized and stuff. Channel straps, sub perks. Boom. PNG. Ah, right. Yeah, sometimes I'm with those apps. I'm very often not really at the forefront of updating them quite as quickly as I perhaps could. I've got auto updates turned off as well, because sometimes I'm thinking, oh man, this is Photoshop, whatever, you know. Emotes, Twitch, channel straps, sub perks. And we don't want to do that, we want to do that and say done. It looks like the dark background is default here, so that's nice. And I'll just go and amend this a little bit into snazzy beach emotes, custom bit badges, Discord access, and that's that. We go submit, and then we'll see this in action as soon as I turn off edit panels. There we go. That's what it looks like. That is very colorful, if I may say so myself. I'm thinking the only thing I'd like to change, and of course there's always something that I'd like to change. The snazzy beach emotes is a little bit too close to the rat's feet, so I think I'm just going to add a tiny bit of a gap there. But that's it. I think then we're done. What do you think? Do you have any feedback on this? Let me know what you think. Is this area that we're looking at here? And should I update my photo? I think I'll leave the photo. Photo is good. What are some of the new features, Christina? I'm not entirely sure what I'm perhaps missing / have already got in there. The only new feature that I've recently learned is the thing that you can go and make that selection based on content. So that is really nice. I really enjoy that. Whatever AI behavior is there, that is really cool. And I have lost out on the CS6 perpetual license. I have a CS5 perpetual for my Mac. And because the Mac OS, just the operating system, goes forward so fast, it is not really something you really want to use anymore. Windows, it's better. I mean, you can still use it, but some of the things that are not supported are like, you know, make the whole thing full screen, or there's no dark interface in CS5, and that's a bit of a shame. I have the Premiere 5.5 for Mac as well. That is nice. I still use that on my Mac. One of those things. Oh, your action sets aren't working anymore? Oh. Let me just go add a little bit of a funky thing here. And then, of course, make that whole thing a bit bigger. So that is essentially everything. No, not everything. This and everything else. That is going to be moved on down now. Like so. I'm thinking that might be good. Yeah, I think so. I think that'll be good. That'll be good. All right. Yes, but if there's any other features that I have not yet explored, please let me know. That should be good, I'm thinking. Oops. Switch off that background. Go on export as PNG. Sub perks version 2. Hey, that is super boring, Captain. That is uncool. I have to check that. I usually set up actions for one job, and then I tend to not use them again, because then the next time I use actions, that's you know, a little bit in the future, and then I just set up new actions. So I've never really looked if my old actions are still there. I don't think this is changed or updated. Let me just go and do this. No, it totally hasn't done it. What's going on? I say, old boy. Add image. Have I selected the wrong thing? Because here he certainly has. Let me go and make this a bit bigger here. Extra large icons. There's definitely a gap here in between his feet and the Snazzy Beach icons. Yep, I can see it here as well. Okay. And Dunsky. Let that sit there for a second. Huh. It totally doesn't work. Why not? Beach icons with feet. Oh, submit, duh. Excellent. Oh dear. That snazzy submit button. There we go. Now we have more gap between rat and feet. I like it. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. And custom bit badges. I like it. Well, groovy. I think that concludes the first part of our little soiree. Let me go make sure I save this out. And I don't know if we need Photoshop. I'm going to go close it for now. Oh, while we're talking about actions, are there any of my... Yeah, look at that. So my actions are still in here. And I don't know if they're going to work. No, actually, they're empty. Ha! Are they? No, that's interesting. So the default actions, those are not mine. But Jay's actions, yeah, I think I have the same problem. I've got the action as such, but there's nothing in the action in here. Interesting. I never noticed this before. Good to know. Thank you for the heads up there, Captain. That is very interesting. Yeah, it looks like my old actions have also been... Adobe. I had this with a version of Premiere recently where I thought maybe I'll go and update to the latest version of Premiere, and all of a sudden my computer crashes while rendering, and I was thinking, what? How can that be? How can I get the old version of Premiere back that I've just wiped out? And I had a long chat with Adobe about this, because on the Mac version of the Creative Cloud installer application is very easy to understand that you can have multiple versions of the app, and on the Windows version it's completely different. The whole menu looks totally different, and you have to do something extremely unintuitive that isn't like that on the Mac version at all. You can, on the Mac version, it's essentially you say do auto update or do not auto update, and if you don't auto update, then you can install older versions in parallel, and it's very clear. And on Windows that menu is messed up. You have to essentially say use auto updates, but then don't use it, or something completely ridiculous. And the guy was half agreeing with me on Twitter. And in the end, I figured it out, how I could bring my old version of Premiere back. But I also figured out what's causing it, and it was my RTX 2080 and my GTX 970 being in the same machine and then rendering. So it was probably an NVIDIA call, or a call that they had using both graphics cards to render, because Premiere does that, and that's very nice. If you have two GPUs, it renders with both of them. But I have a feeling that the 970 is kind of slowing the 2080 down, or there's calls that are being sent to the 970 that it doesn't understand, and as a result the computer just goes and just switches itself off and resets. So it's uncool.